How do I correct or inactivate a transmitted OASIS assessment? First, I'm going to go into Workflow. Then I'm going to click on the Inactivate, Reactivate button. And I can search for the assessment that I would like to correct or inactivate. Or I could just select it from the list here. Let's say the name is Jackson, patient name. So I'm going to search for Jackson, press enter, and then Jackson comes up. Now the first option I have at the top of the page here is the inactivate assessment. In order to correct an assessment, you first have to inactivate it so that it's removed from the state's system. So then you can send a correction in its place. So I'm going to check this checkbox. And then notice what happens. As soon as I check that checkbox, a new checkbox comes up called Keep Open for Editing. Now this is, as you notice, it's checked by default. So if I don't do anything to this, it will remain checked. What this allows you to do is to go and edit or correct the existing assessment so that then when you transmit again, it will pick up both the inactivation record and the correction record. And so the state will end up with the new corrected record in place of the old one. Now let's say that you had entered the assessment in error. In that case, you would want to just get rid of the assessment and not correct it. So in order to accomplish that, you would just uncheck this checkbox to say, I don't want to keep this assessment open for editing, I just want to inactivate it. But in this case, I'm more interested in actually making a correction, so I'm going to leave this checkbox checked. I'm going to go ahead and save back. Now if I go back to clinical, I can find that assessment for Jackson. Alan Jackson. Find the activities. Activities owned by office. And now I'm interested in my OASIS assessments, not any visit notes, so I'll unclick the visit notes to get them out of the way. Then here I find my start of care assessment is listed with my assessments on this page. I'm going to click on it. And I notice also that I have another obstacle preventing me from editing this assessment, and that is that the 45 has already been signed. I can temporarily override that by clicking Tracking. And I notice that I have a mail date for the 45 of 9/18/2009. I'm going to remember that, but I'm going to clear it out, and I'm also going to clear out the signed physician date. And then I'm going to save back. And this will then open it up so that I can proceed to do my editing. Now let's say that I had made a mistake when I originally transmitted the assessment to the value in the MU80 question, the discipline of the assessors. So I'm going to proceed into the assessment, and I see that my discipline is listed as PT, but what I really meant was to choose RN. So I'm going to click on RN, and then I'm going to save and exit. Okay. And then I'm going to revalidate my assessment. Now I see that my validation has succeeded. There is a warning about the date, but that's not a problem. I'm going to click return. Now it no longer allows me to edit anything because I've completed the validation. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of here. Now all that's left to be done is to retransmit that OASIS assessment, the corrected one. So I'm going to go home, back to workflow. I'm going to create my batch. I'm going to say assessments for all date ranges. And I'm just interested in Medicare. And so I scroll down and I find my Alan Jackson one. And here it is here, 8/31/2009. So I'm going to select that one. Well, I could select all of these if I wish, but I'm only interested at the moment in this particular assessment. Notice it says over here, inactivation keep open. That's the status of this particular assessment. That means that we inactivated the assessment, but we kept it open for editing. I made the correction, I validated it, now it's ready to go again. So all I have to do is click Save and Generate. Then it's going to ask me where I want to put the file. I'm going to click Save. Now if I don't already have a folder where I can put this, I'm assuming in most cases if you're already doing a correction or an inactivation you already have a folder, but in case you don't, I'm going to go ahead and create a folder called OASIS Batches. Enter, enter again, and I'm going to save. And I can open my folder to see what's in there. And I see the file containing the inactivation and the correction. If I were interested in the technical aspects of what's in there, I could double click on that and I could see I have an X1 record, which means that's the inactivation. B1 means that's the correction that's replacing the inactivation. And this ends the demonstration on how to inactivate and or correct an OASIS assessment that has already been transmitted.